In this video, we're going to continue with the customer that we have in test here and finish out the remaining items for intake. So, again, going back to our customer list here, if we select the name of our customer, this will take us to our progress page. And for this video, we'll look at intake, but we'll just click this refresh status button. And I'll cover it in other videos too, but we do have a overnight sync, or whenever you press this button, it will manually refresh the data in the system. So we can see that this customer has a red flag for enrollment status. We're an applicant, that's fine. But once we leave our first case note, this red flag will change to green. And let's see. So if we go back to our intake over here, we'll see the application that we completed. Again, if we need to go back and make any changes, we can select that link there. Now it'll take us to our application summary, where we have the different sections that we can look into and update as needed if we need to go back and correct a typo in the name or email address, or anything else here. We can do so. We'll go back to our intake page here. We can see that they are initially entered in this system on this date, that they were completed, and the application was signed on this date. If the customer needs to complete or sign the application, you can copy the link and email it to them. Below this, we have our service needs assessment. So if we click this button here, this will take us to our service needs assessment and a little bit about this. We have text at the top here. We're going to check what you need, the customer, to make it easier for you to stay in the program. JTED has funds available to help with any challenges they're facing. Don't worry, your responses won't affect your chances of joining the program. We won't use your answers to decide on your application. And so we have this broken out into different questions or different areas here. So going through these, we have questions for accommodations and student services, technology assistance for virtual learning or broadband hardware if virtual learning will be employed. And then we have questions for transportation, child care and family member care, assistance with housing, food, health care, legal assistance, financial literacy, mentorship, application fees, and other support services. And we won't go through every question individually. We'll just get a sense of how this will operate. So depending on how the question is phrased, we may see additional information. So for example, do you need accommodations or other services to help you in the classroom? So we have options for yes, no, and not needed for program. We'll just say not needed and move on to the next section. So technology assistance for virtual learning. So for internet, online instruction, and using technology, maybe it's just, not needed. So not needed for program. Transportation. Do you have transportation concerns that could affect your participation in the program? If you say yes, essentially, with the way these questions are structured, if, they do in fact need assistance with this item, with the question, what'll happen is we'll have a checkbox and a comment box here. So we do have concerns with this customer for transportation, and they can select all that apply. So do they need financial assistance to cover transportation expenses? Do they need help getting car insurance? Maybe they just don't have transportation altogether, or the transportation schedule conflicts with the training schedule. So whichever the item is. So let's say this customer doesn't have transportation. What will happen then is below that checkbox, there'll be a recommendation. In this case, review local community action agency, faith-based organizations, or American Job Center services. And you can offer a referral for transportation assistance. And we'll get into referrals here in a minute. Or if this was something that you could provide in-house, you could identify that here. So maybe your organization can help for public transit fare cards, rideshare taxi, bike repairs, and so forth. In this case, we'll just say, we'll have a referral for transportation assistance. And below the checkboxes here, it's optional, but you can add a comment. if you wanted to provide more information about this. So I think this customer's name is David. So David, we will be providing a referral for David to assist transportation to and from the program. Okay. All right. So then, yeah, we can just go to our next questions here. So let's say assistance with housing. And in this case, our customer needs financial assistance with housing. So again, we'll see our recommendation below this, the checkbox we select. And we can offer referrals or we can offer in-house support. So in this case, let's say we're going to be offering in-house support for um, deposits and first month rent. So then in our comment here, if we would like to, we can leave a note. Organization will be providing support for David's security deposit first month. All right. And so that's how they operate. Each one, depending on the topic, they'll have, check boxes and, referrals and in-house supports that are related to that question under, that topic here. And so let's see. So we'll come back and okay. So once we have all of our selections made, we see two buttons down here, but if you want to save the results, you'll want to click this submit button. Pressing this return to intake will take you back to intake, but it won't save anything that we've entered here. So you'll want to click this blue submit button. We do that, we can see the system's loading here. And that'll take us back to our intake page here. And below this, we have a view program assessment summary for steps 1 and 2. We'll just go to this real quick. So if we select that, that'll take us to a page where we just kind of see a summary of our information. So the application sections here we see. Close these. And so we've seen the application summary before, but then we will get a summary for the service needs assessment. So, based on our answers of the service needs assessment we just completed, we'll see that saved here. So let's see, transportation, we did say yes, and a referral, and we can see our comment here. Same for housing. Yes, we'll be providing in-house support. And here's our comment here. And so if you want to just get a sense of some of the items you're filling out as you're progressing through the system and the customer, we do have this summary assessment summary page right here. Okay, so let's see. If we go back over to our overview page, let me refresh this here. So we'll see that the intake went from red to green. Good. And that what the system's looking at here is a completed and signed application and the service needs assessment being complete, which we've done that as well. But you'll notice under referral status, based on the service needs assessment, we said we need a referral for transportation assistance. And then under barrier reduction support services, again, based on the service needs assessment, we said we would be providing in-house the cost for deposits and first month rent. And we'll get into, in another video, we'll get into addressing these items. But in this one, we're going to take a look at the referral. So if we can see at our tabs at the top here for referral. Let me open up this one here and we'll click referral. And so if we don't need any referrals, you can check the box here, not at this time, but in this case we do. So we'll click new referral and we'll see that the referral is for this customer here and their information. And we can search for organizations And these are ones we've previously added in our test environment. But if you're, if you're in JTED round one, any organizations you entered for referrals, those should be coming through here. But if you're brand new to JTED, you'll likely need to add a organization to this list. And so the way that'll work is you'll click this button for new organization, and we'll select, let's see, I believe this is our provider, right? Round two. Just do a quick check here. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we'll select our provider here, and we'll enter the name of the organization we're sending the referral to. So let's see, transportation referral example. So that is a required field. Description is optional to include here. And you can enter in the phone number, alternate phone number, and then the address of the the organization we're referring them to. And so the required fields are name, phone number, address, city, state, zip code, and we'll click save. And so once we save that, we'll then be able to find, if we click this search organization button, we will be able to find the one we just added here. So transportation referral example, we'll click select, and that'll populate here. So that was step one. Step two is selecting an organization contact. Because we just added this, we're not going to have anybody showing up here. So we'll need to add a new contact here. So let's say we enter in the information here for first name, last name, phone number, email address, and the job title. And then we'll click save. The contact's been added. We go to search. We'll then see the contact here. So we'll select that, and that's step two. So then step three is identifying the service needed. So going back to our overview page, we needed a referral for transportation assistance. Needs attention. And while we're over here, I just want to open up this info bubble here. Just defining, the flags and, their colors and, what they're indicating. So in this case, yellow, the referrals sent and a response is received as pending, or there's an open referral that does not have a response. So because we haven't sent a referral, this is yellow. And so let's say we go back over here and we'll select transportation. And what was it? Service needs assessment. Let's see. Let me go back to service needs assessment just to see what it was. Okay, just referral for transportation assistance in general. All right, so we can select transportation, and if we needed to select any other items here, we could do so. We can enter notes if need be, and then we can click the button to submit a referral, and we'll get that the referral has been added, and we'll see this right here, that it's been sent, who it was sent to, the organization, what the service was needed, and the referral status. So who we send it to, they'll receive an email with a link to respond to the referral. And if we click this view button here, that'll pull up a window just kind of showing a summary of the referral. If we needed to resend it, we could press the button, request a provider update, close referral if we need to. And if we need to cancel the referral, like, oh, well, maybe we didn't really need this after all, or in this case, maybe this customer found another means of transportation, that can be entered here and we can cancel the referral. Let's see if I go back over to our overview page, let's see here. Okay, so it is still yellow, which means, we are still waiting on a response. And so if the individual we sent it to, they receive that link and they accept the referral or reject it, that will turn to green for good. It'll be red if the referral was sent and there's not been a response by the individual we referred it to for 10 days, then that will become red. Or if it's been 10 days and no referral has been sent at all, that will also be red. But if no referrals are needed, this will just show up as gray, like this button down here for no action. So in this case, it would be no referral required. Okay, so if we go back to our intake page here, so we've gone over the application, we've gone over the service needs assessment. Customer status. So we're still an applicant. We do have the checkbox here, customer declined to participate, at any point, prior to, becoming enrolled. If the customer declines to participate, something's changed, they've backed out, this box can be checked and their status will go from applicant to not enrolled, not eligible, declined to participate. And if we accidentally click that for whatever reason, we can, uncheck that box here and then be an applicant. Once we do have a customer enrolled, this status will automatically update to enrolled, and we'll cover that in our next video. Referrals, make referrals as needed. This button here, that's going to take you to the referral tab we were just on. So this referral tab up here or this button, they're going to take you to the same place. And the last item for the intake process here is we have a section for providing customer with the information on how to access their career plan. And so, this is just to go over the customer, the features of the career plan and how they can access it with their account and see things here. So this is just something to review with them and go over to make sure that they know how to view their plan through their workNet account, and it can be updated as needed. And we do have this checkbox down here for I've provided the customer with features and how to access their career plan. When we check that, we'll get a timestamp of the date and time and by which user, S Merritt, the one that I'm logged in with here, which staff member discussed that with the customer. And so that is how we finish the intake process. In our next video, we're going to be going over the career plan and editing goals and entering services and updating that as needed.